All right, so it is now the next day, actually. So we are doing this on Sunday. These videos probably will come out either today or tomorrow on Monday. We'll see. The state of things currently is that we have a test here that basically verifies that we output the same thing for this file. Let's see here if I can find a simple O1 BVTS. This file here turns into this one, right? So here, this represents basically this, or rather this represents the other thing, right? Because of course, that's the way it goes. We turn this into the other thing, not the other way around. And we're currently making some specific assumptions here, but regardless, this is the state we have currently, right? So now, what do we want to do now? I do think I want a bigger test, effectively. I want a test that actually represents the reality of things. So what I mean by that is that I want to output this file, effectively. Something representing this file, right? Meaning, you know, something that actually we should get the same result as this is getting. And I think we can essentially just copy over this and see how we turn the other thing basically into that. We have to normalize this view a little bit, because you can see here we have variable bindings, and I don't think that those are needed. I mean, if you're automating this, you certainly don't need these bindings. These bindings exist only because this file is manually written, right? So in fact, we don't need this at all, right? But yeah, I'm going to copy this here, and granted, I think we actually had this before. Right, this is a BVCSS file. Right, not quite the same thing. I'm gonna say Vim here. These are not in sync at the moment, so, you know, colors name we don't want. And here we're gonna basically replace these bindings here with the actual content instead, right? So here, for example, it would be DD5555 like this, and here it will be the same. Yeah, and C type, right, hash 5577FF. Likewise here, because that's also type, and this one hash 9999FF. This one again, right. 9999FF. In fact, these are going to be links now that I think about it. So we don't need to, we're going to try to translate a lot of this, to be honest, like, you know, because it might be a little bit difficult here to do everything in one go regardless, right? This is C field, so that's hash FF666CC. And we're going to have to normalize a lot of these C-term FGs and so on, and yeah, I'm not entirely sure how this is going to turn out. We're probably going to get something that doesn't actually work, and then we're going to have to modify it to what Vim needs us to do in the end, which is fine. So now these are all irrelevant. Now we can essentially say exec like this. So here we have high links, and I think here we will actually want to, most of these we can remove. I think AL warning and AL error actually don't even matter anymore at all, to be honest. Let's remove those. High function, okay, hang on. What was function? We can actually go here and see what function was. It's this. C5, E4. So hang on. I think help lowercase. I don't remember exactly. Make text lowercase. Yeah, that's the one. I wanna just basically make all of these lowercase. If you're wondering, never mind. We can do the reverse process if it turns out we need to. Actually, hang on. Actually, okay, let's see here if we can. We search for hashes. And here I'm going to record a macro that just makes the next kind of word lowercase. This way we can actually cover all of these. And of course these I've done here, but the ones on the right I haven't. There you go. It's now normalized. If you're wondering why I did that piece by piece, it's mostly because it's just, I don't know, nicer to have everything happen just one by one. Sometimes I find that a macro that I record is doing just subtly the wrong thing. And if I run 20 of those at the same time, I might not actually notice the ones that it's been wrong for and so on. So it can be a little bit difficult to wrangle otherwise, this kind of thing. So our output though, if we look at our O1 Vim, our output basically does GUI FG, GUI BG, no CTerm values at all. So we should probably remove those. Also, we have gratuitous white space here. This we should probably... Oh, these are tabs. Oof. I wonder if this is because of palette, actually. I'm not sure. Palette could have basically output this with tabs and so on, which, to be honest, What's the point? It's sort of this sort of half confidence in your output or whatever. I don't know. Opa. There you go. Now we can continue removing cterm none. Do I have this in my other? I do have cterm none, okay. And GUI in none. Sure, let's just go with that, I guess. Let's search for cterm $G. Do I have cterm BG? Oh, I could have G'd that, of course. Just cleaning up spaces here, because otherwise we're gonna get subtle like differences and so on in our output, and this is gonna be very bad. So there are a few things here I actually want to make links. We can actually see these based on, for example, DD555, you know, like these are related, right? So this actually should be a link. So this should be high link punctuation, and then just delimiter. And type here, exec high link type, for example. Variable all right, these are basically let's paste that one. High link parameter to variable. Do we have identifier? We do have identifier. Should I just make identifier this 9999FF? Maybe I should. 9999FF. And then we link variable to it. And here we can link this to identifier as well. We can link function like this. field. Yeah, there is no field otherwise. Yeah, this one has to be this. Also normal, by the way, I should say. Yeah, okay, that's actually fine. So let's work with this for the time being. I mean, it's just a lot, to be honest. So here's our Aurora or BBCSS file. I'm going to set file type Ruby. There you go. We're gonna comment all of this here, and then we're gonna start working on these. You know, we're gonna remove these things here, and I want to take just a slice first of this and work with that. So we're gonna say normal hang on, what is the syntax here? BBCSS, let's see here, simple colon, okay, normal colon, easy, like this. I think that works. The rest of the normal ones, and then we'll do the links. Some of these, by the way, I'm pretty sure I'm not using them. This theme is many years old. At least it feels like it. I mean, it's from 29. I don't know. I don't remember, to be honest, exactly. So these are actually very simple. Punctuation. The limiter, right? It should be just this. Do we have any ones that are the same? Or that makes sense to be connected, I should say, because of course it's not just about being the same, it's about being connected to each other, right? No, I mean, not that makes sense, really, right? We can kind of just leave these as they are, I think. So let's work on this test. We have our parser here. Output color scheme. We could add a new test here that does the same thing as, you know, the previous one, right? Let's just do that, to be honest, right? Let's now we have this. We can probably make a function out of this, by the way. Let's parse all of this stuff. Actually, I'm pretty sure Copilot can do this for us. We expect no errors, of course. We're gonna output this to a string, obviously. And then redeclaration. Guns, hang on. Guns Aurora output file. Like this. Oh, okay. 6 out of 6 successful. Let's copy this then and see what we can do. Yeah, okay, I'm gonna do this manually first, and then we'll make a program that generates this file for us and blah, blah, blah. So this file here, right? Or no, the gonzaurora.vim, this one, let's basically make a copy here. Gonzaurora generated.vim, right? This will be our new kind of, hey, this is what I'm doing thing. And so we go to init vim and we say color scheme Gonzaurora generated, like this. Now if we start a new NeoVim, what happens? Yeah, let's, I guess I should find a project actually. CD Odin, HTTP. Sure, NeoVim here. Parsing, read only, I suppose. We only need that. Here are the colors we have. We can see fields are properly colored, right? We can see we have straightforward stuff. Nothing looks off, to be honest. Because if I open this in my current actual, I'm gonna close this one here. Not that it matters. If I open that one in this here, right? So let's e code Odin HTTP. We can actually do this. It looks like this, and this is my current session, right? So let's look at parse request plus these get structures and so on as a, I'm gonna have get right at the top so we can actually literally get the exact same view, right? And now I'm gonna switch between them. There are no differences here in this particular thing, right? We don't have any numbers here, but yeah, the result here looks good, to be honest. And I have saved this, so we should be fine, clearly. Yeah. I think this is, we're pretty good here, right? So let's just make the program that outputs this now, and so on. I'm gonna quit this. I'm gonna exit that also. And here I'm gonna just verify doesn't exist. Yeah, that doesn't exist, okay. Just so we're, you know, you have to verify that we're actually doing the thing, right? So with that in mind, we are going to make a binary here. This we don't need anymore. And here we want to go to parser, but we want to go back. And here we can say bbcss. Well, actually we can just make a bbcss.odin file here. Package bbcss. Main is a procedure. And this is going to be exceedingly simple. There's really nothing to it. We're not even going to do any interesting like processing here of stuff. We're literally just going to we take a file name, sure. This does not. And we could make a compile file function here, but do we need to? No, let's not do that. We don't necessarily need that, right? So we can really just say, this is all in the same package, by the way, it should be. Package parser. No, that's not entirely correct. Right, we want to import parser. Where is this file name being used? It's being used nowhere. I don't know why we have this file name. I guess I added it at some point, but it's pointless. No, maybe not actually. The file name is there. No, actually no. We don't need that. What did I write first? Okay. Here we have this. Parse file. entire file. Right, let's just do this. Actually, let's reuse the other terminal we have here. And here we probably actually want, right, so here we want to open our task file maybe and say that we have build bb css, which is going to be cmd odin build bb css out, sure, bin bb css, o speed, let's say. And the sources here are going to be actually everything in bbcss. Right. We don't have any other stuff, so bb sounds great. Silent true generates this. Method none we don't need. I think that should be it. So let's jump to our terminal actually and see task bb. And now we can do bin bbcss, test data, gons aurora, error parsing file. Test data gons aurora. Hang no, I'm passing stuff in the wrong order here. Clearly, bbcss odin. This one. The file name is obviously here, obviously wrong. Yeah. And really what we should be doing here is maybe say this, right? In that case, we could have done it in any order we wanted. But let's just do this. This is going to be straightforward. So here's the actual output of running that, right? We're getting a little bit of extra room here. That's probably because we're doing println. We can just do print really, because we're already accounting for. Yeah, this should be fine. Okay, let's try this, right? Fresh.vim. And now I'm gonna just say fresh. Like this. Odin, HTTP, neovim. Open the parsing file, open it read-only. It looks good. It looks good. We're basically, we're up and running really. Now I can obviously remove this one. In fact, we could remove gons colors as well. I haven't used this in an eternity, really. Opa. Let's go back to gons aurora here. And now colors really, we used to base this on gons aurora RB. We're gonna remove gons aurora RB. We're gonna remove Gons Aurora generated, we can remove both Gons colors files. We can remove Gons Aurora here entirely. We can say Gons Aurora BV-CSS, and now we can take the content, of course, from our and here we can just really say code Odin BV CSS bin BV CSS, right? And we can say colors Gons Aurora into colors Gons Aurora dot Vim, like this. So first of all, we deleted a bunch of files, we added Gons Aurora BV CSS, and we modified this one. Let's unstage that to see what are the actual, basically every line is changed because we're using exec here, of course. There's some stuff here as well. And if I was to say git diff here, we don't have let colors name, we don't have these variable bindings. We deleted a bunch of stuff. Some of it obviously is really just replacing parts here. Yeah, okay. Opa, that's not what I wanted. Treesetter Lua can fuck off for now. Switch to using BV CSS for color output. See HTTPS. Okay. Okay, with that we're basically done. We've now made the tool. We've made something that outputs these Vim files for us. We can write them in a more or less reasonable way here, with less, you know, I would say less ceremony for a lot of these. We have more. We couldn't use @ signs in these group names before. We couldn't just say, hey, punctuation is the limiter like this and so on before, but now we can. So yeah, actually I'm a little bit interested in the parser. Let's see here, parse rule. we parse a group name. Hang on, I'm confused. I'm confused. Why aren't we forcing the colon? Isn't this confusing somehow? This succeeds, but hang on. Hang on. Let's open a new one and run BB. Yeah, this doesn't output any links. No. We are not done. We're not done indeed. Okay. Why didn't I see this though? I'm ignoring an error. Right, I'm ignoring an error when we parse the file. That's why. So if we say parse file here, for example, right, we can actually find this place pretty easily, because here we're basically saying if there was a rule error, expected token, then we're just gonna break. That's bad, probably. We don't want that. So, first of all, let's fix our BVCSS file. This one here, we want colons. Like this. Now we're getting links. And here we can do this now. And we should be seeing now that, no? Oh, yeah. Our BVCSS file is not formatted correctly. That's now in this commit. Hold in HTTP and Vim parsing read only. Everything still looks fine. Yeah. So this did not affect how stuff looked, but the links definitely would probably be a problem in some cases. So now we want to capture this error, right? Maybe here it is. Maybe parse a rule, right? If we can't find a group name, right, that would be the thing. If group name is, ooh, Oh, I have an idea. I have an idea. Name done. Parse group name returns name done bool. And here, if name string is empty, like this, right? Let's see. Let's see if we can do this. I think maybe this is going to be good. So is this gonna work? Our tests succeed just as before. If we say, if we build now and we try this again, here we can actually try or return again. Yeah, let's try that. Now the tests don't succeed. That's bad, obviously. And this is now in some kind of loop. That's because the for just keeps going, obviously. So here, let's say log debugf, like done parsing rules, name equals this. We are in fact never done based on this criteria. So parse group name never returns done. That means something here, right? Log debugf. We don't need this here. Okay, it just sits there. That means we're not executing this over and over. Or okay, we read Odin variable, etc. That's all fine. Where we call this, something will have been wrong, right? This one or something. Yeah. What happens if I do or return here now? Actually, this should also return done, right? Done is a bool here. Four out of 6. Okay, so we're making some level of progress here, but we'll see here. Expected end marker. Expected empty, empty, empty location. Line 11. 427. That's a test, probably, right? Yeah. Let's see here. 4272, unexpected error, expected end marker. On line 11 in this test. That's simple. Right, okay. Expected end marker. I mean, it's really only this one, right? That it can be. Now, I wonder though, why are those just sort of empty? That makes no sense, right? I feel like expected end marker. These end markers aren't actually somehow valid here. Why would that be? They're a slice of strings here, but it's like they're not being added correctly here, right? That's a little bit odd. I mean, you can you can see that the end markers are there when we return the error, right? But then when we actually get the error, they're just gone. That doesn't make a lot of sense to me. Except that those end markers only exist here. That would do it, I guess. Right, let's try something. And here we might be able to do this, but I don't know. Possibly we can. That did not work. That didn't make a difference at all. There you go. Now we have them there. That is of course because here they existed on this stack, but we are exiting from this. We're returning with stuff. So that's just not going to work. That's something worth thinking about. And here we are, I mean, let's capture this. name error, right? Instead of returning here, and then say if name error is equal to tokenization expected end marker. Hang on. No, hang on. We do want expected end marker to show up here, obviously, right? UVCSS. We want the syntax error to obviously be caught. It is really, if the supposed name here would be nothing. Let's actually look higher up in the stack maybe at this, right? So parse rules. This is being used here in parse file, right? If the current line we are on is empty, basically, that would be something we would want to figure out, basically. So in the tokenizer, do we have EOF? We do have EOF. I want to maybe do that. We could peek right here and just say this is going to be a token T if T is equal to EOF, we break. We could do this. If is EOF break. In that case, we don't need any done. We don't need done here. We don't need done here. In fact, we don't need it there either. We don't need done here. Six out of 6 successful. This doesn't mean, of course, that everything is hunky-dory, you know, in general. Let's output this and see. Okay, so we're getting the links, we're getting everything like this. We can see here, the last one we have is function, so we have to verify, of course, that we're getting the last one in the actual file. So let's look at that, right? Function is down here. That seems fine. We have an empty line here, which is good. Now let's make a syntax error somewhere and see what actually happens, right? So let's error parsing file, expected colon. This of course is a bunch of garbage output. Let's fix that. This is that, and that's not really what we want. Okay, I'm good with this, to be honest. I'm fine here. Now we of course want to fix that file, by the way. There you go. And now let's do bin bvcs as config new vim colors gons Aurora BVCSS. What does this give us? It gives us the correct thing. We're gonna output that to config Vim colors Aurora Vim like this. We're gonna go back to .neovim and see, you know, first of all, are there any changes based on this? There doesn't seem to be any, and that's fine now. Okay, that's it, I think. Can close that there, and now we are done. We have now successfully surfaced this. Oh, hang on, there's a colon missing, etc., and these things, right? So now we should be fine, and I think that's it. That's it for this now. We got a good solid 1 hour last episode of this mini project, and so on. And I wanted to show this because, you know, it's fun to make small projects. It's fun to just make something that solves a particular thing you're doing, right? My problem here was palette, the Ruby gem that I was using, stopped working, and I couldn't figure out exactly what my supposed syntax error was. We can actually see a trace of this here. Please check the syntax of your palette file. Then that's it. I have no idea what it wants. I genuinely don't understand what could be wrong based on this error message. So clearly I had to solve this somehow, and I wanted the stuff the palette did, but I wanted to just say, you know, I can take control of this. I can write a simple parser for this very easily. And what we actually ended up with, of course, was something that is honestly a little bit better than what we had before, right? So before it was a Ruby file, lots of yucky Ruby syntax and so on. Here we have something that does exactly what it needs to. It supports more actual scope names and so on. And yeah, so yeah, that's it for this series. I'm gonna be posting this, like I said, today, tomorrow. The videos are actually gonna be kind of spread out, I suppose, depending on sort of what happens, right? But that's it. Okay. Have a nice day and ciao.